Sometimes it's best just to go back to the beginning. Coming up on today's Retro Robbins Show, we're going back to Crash issue number 16 to do a couple of re-reviews. We're going to have a look at a shaggy dog tail, or could be a beetle. I don't know what type of dog it is. Cocker Spaniel? Who knows? We'll have a look at some games based on a dog. And of course we've got some more Commodore versus Spectrum. So if you like a bit of fun with your retro, you've come to the right place, and join me now on today's Retro Robbins Show. I think that'll pass. Titles time! Hello and welcome to the Retro Robbins Show with me, Wayne, of course. So if you love a bit of 8-bit, well, you're going to love a bit of me. What's coming up on today's show? Well, we're going to have a look at a dog. Shaggy dog tail. Could be a beetle. I think he's a beetle. I'm not sure. No, actually, he's probably a Staffy Bull Terrier. I don't know. Let's add a trilogy of games. Now, there's a few games that have had trilogies. For instance, Horace, Hungry Horace, Horace and the Spiders, Horace Goes Skiing, or you've got Monty Mole, Alvida Say Monty, Monty is Innocent, Monty on the Run, Alvida Say Monty being the superior one of those by any stretch of the imagination, and Monty is Innocent, well, I don't really consider that a Monty game, completely wasted time in my books, but nevertheless. And one or two other games that have all had like a series released on them. Also, we're going back to the Sweet 16 Crash number 16 as a matter of fact, as we re-review some of the games from out of that particular magazine and bring them up to date with my personal marks out of 10 opinion rather than a percentage, and bring them into the new millennium. Also, towards the end of the show, as always, we'll have a little dose of Commodore versus Spectrum to see which particular game is the best on which console or computer, if you like. Obviously, Commodore have a slight lead, if I remember rightly. I haven't done the calculations for a while. Perhaps that's what I should do also. And one or two other things to tell you. Important news is that probably next week, Retro Robbins will be more on a Saturday than a Friday, depending on how my new work hours will work out. Yes, I'm back on Fridays, so it's going to be harder to shoot this in one day. Obviously I'll spend a few days during the week preparing a little bit of content before I can bring it to you. As always, today's show is run on real hardware, no emulation in sight. We're using the Engo clone, which is going to be doing the game reviews for you, which is a clone of the Spectrum Next. Commodore is actually being used for Commodore games, and we've got the 128K toast rack providing the AY sound in the background. Which is brilliant, as well as one or two other little bits. We might even use a Spectrum against Commodore versus Spectrum later as well. And we've got the old +3 in the background as well, if needs be, but it's hard to say. So let's get on with today's show and have a look at these games to do with a dog. So, Moritz on the Moon is the first game that we're going to have a look at. It does have a bleeper sound in the starting sequence. It doesn't exactly have a sound during the game. However, we will pause this one for a moment. And we'll pick our easy level keyboard. 11 and a line. I'll put out Pepsi Max. Let's go and buy some. So, I hope you'll say that, Moritz on the Moon. Relevant information is there in text for you to have a quick bruise through. The keys are obviously QA, OP and yes! Rubber keyboard users love it when you've got M. You see what you should do, coders, is you should make M and space both as the fire key. It's only an extra command. So what you got to do in this game? Well, effectively, it's to shoot them up. Simple as that. So let's play the game. So yeah, you're a dog. You're firing bullets up the screen, and any minute now you're about to get attacked by various aliens. There's only 2 appeared on the screen, and guess what? Collect your fuel. Only 2 appeared on the screen, I'm already dead. is I can't hit the fuel button quick enough, can I? So let's go and collect some more fuel. I'm doing quite well, to be honest. 160 is a good score for me. That's a game where you really need to remember the patterns of the way the intruders arrive. Well, we've got an M there, whatever that is. All sorts of little items to collect. Oh look, there's an actual ET there coming down the screen. The good thing about this game is you do start from exactly where you die. You don't have much of an immortal start though. If you don't get in the right place quickly, you can end up being pretty much dead. Its rapid fire is nice. Its scrolling is really quite smooth. Slow but smooth. And the sprites are not bad as well. But blue and black, probably not the best colour if you have any sort of colour blindness. But to be honest, the game itself, well, it's not bad. For the shoot 'em up, nice colour, bleeper sound me. I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. It's not too bad at all. Quite playable. However, there's that many of those type of games out there, so you know. So let's move on to another game. Number 2 in the trilogy, shall we say? We're going to go. Ooh. Well, I don't know what order they actually came out in, to be fair. But we'll go to Moritz Strikes Back. There's a loading screen. Now, obviously, you're in a Sinclair C5, which is souped up, but you can't fire any buttons just yet. And it's got its usual. We'll go for the. Bleeper sound, start, no sound in the game. Keys once again, QA, OP and M. To fire. Quite a bouncy bleeper tune, not too bad to be honest. Very techno-phonic. I don't know if that's the right terminology to use, to be honest. I think we've heard enough of that. Should we have a give the game a go? Should we have a give the game a go? Should we give the game a go? I shall say that again, shall we? Oh, the show gets longer by the minute. So, in a minute you're going to go, 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 go. You can't, you've got to collect batteries obviously. That keeps you going along nicely. And as soon as you hit the open road, which is this bit here, this is where all the fun begins. It's just an avoidance game to start with. Which is not too difficult, to be fair, and it can't be that difficult if I'm playing it because I'm trying to record as well as play it, and the good thing is, once again, you start off roughly where you die, which is just as well really because I'm dying pretty rapidly. And I could be all over again. Should we give that another go, shall we? I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll edit it and I'll get a bit further down the screen for you. Now I've collected the bullets. Basically you've got to blast everything in sight. And remember to keep collecting the batteries. Oh. Sorry about the camera wobbling, I should be picking up the joystick really, shouldn't I? Don't put your joystick on the same desk that your camera mount is on. Memo to myself. That's it, we've got a bit of a smooth picture. So as you can see, it's another shoot 'em up, but this time instead of a upwards scrolling one, it's a side scrolling one. And of course that's game over. Okay, what do I think of that game? Well, it's not bad. Obviously, as you get further through the game, the screen colour will change, and then you'll get like an evil nurse and an evil doctor come as a great sprite background. But once again, it's a shoot 'em up, it's a side scrolling one, and I'm going to give that exactly a 7 out of 10. One for you to try maybe. They also all come with them. All of them come with sort of like a comic book strip, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I can see you can actually get the comic book itself as well offline, which is good, doing a little comic strip for the game. So let's have a look at the next game I'm gonna on this particular series of games. And this one's another shoot 'em up. In fact, there's quite a few shoot 'em ups. But things do change, I promise you. So we're going to do 1 to 8K mode, and of course it's got there's a loading screen. It's gone quiet. And we've got the keyboard. Once again, this time you're inside a jukebox, and you've got to be careful of the notes on the actual, you can die if you hit certain things. Good use of sprites, but once again it's just another shoot 'em up on the side shooter. We've just had a similar one, better colours this time round. I can definitely see things. But there's some quite original sprites there, isn't there? Gone quiet in the background. Oh, collected something. I like the little guitars and trumpets. Oh look, there's an angry guitar. And I think they've just got dusted. That was a steel ruler, not a joystick. 7 out of 10! There's a theme coming out of there. Just another good shoot 'em up. Good graphics, nice scrolling, well done. I like the fact that it's built in a like jukebox sort of look, but yeah. It's going to be a long show today, isn't it, eh? So let's have a look at the next game I want to look at, which is this is where things get really interesting. Super Moritz. And here comes a loading screen. And this one gives you a little story. Easy one for you. This time it's OP, Q to accelerate and space to fire. I'm going to need more of that. I'm losing my voice a little bit, so I'm cutting it with lemon. And hopefully, I think it did work last week where you can zoom in using your pinch on your fingers on your mobile phone. Doesn't work on every system now. It gives you a chance to read that. Is it a beetle? I only say that because I haven't done the research properly. I've been playing the games and that just looks so much like Snoopy to me. Could be a skinny panda. This one has a voice sound, so we'll let it play. Am I going to use anything? Oh, last time I played this I actually used the joystick, and I'm really regretting not using the joystick now. So based on the other games, you get all these sort of sprites in one or two of the other games as well. what he's really noting is the music you get. Just can't get enough. It's Depeche Mode, isn't it? You know it's a good AY sound, even if it's cover, but you know it's a good AY sound when you recognise it. If it's an AY sound you don't recognise, that could be somebody in trouble. Right, so I've got a bone to pick with these. Yes, he's firing a bone. Nearly cleared another set of sprites in. It's not hard, it's quite easy actually, but it gets slightly harder. Once again, it's a pattern recognition game. I'm down to my last life. And I'm done. So you can put your name in. I think I can use joystick, can't I? I should have used joystick. Oh no. Made a mistake. No. I'll be staying as B. I've made bottom score. Right, that game becomes immensely more playable because of the soundtrack. But that's not the only Moritz game. Super Moritz. I'm going to up the rating on that one because I quite enjoyed playing it simply because of the tune in the background as well. So you can play it, sort of relaxed to play it. Easy to play when you, oh, listen to that. Oh, I love it. It's the build-up to the tune. It's the best bit. Yeah. Giving that one an 8 out of 10. Definitely deserves a higher rating than the other three. Simply because it's got the 1-to-8K sound. That doesn't mean to say the Spectrum ones are not good with sound. They are. For instance, like Manic Miner with the baby sound was pretty good, wasn't it? That was revolutionary back in its day. So let's move on to another game to do with Moritz. Just knock the camera. Now a bit of a change in the style of game, but this is the first one that isn't going to be a shoot 'em up. In fact, it's going to be a bit of a platformer with a difference. Because you're a dog that's bouncing. Actually, you could say he's striding on the moon and he's sort of less gravity. I think that's the effect they're going to give it. We've got great sound in this. So we're going to pause this sound. And you'll see what I mean. Simple 3 keys is OP and that's all you need. And it's about timing. So let's have a look at the game. And there you are. Just got to bounce on these sort of platforms here. All the way over to the next screen where all the fun starts to begin. There we go. I made that quite well. Collected my first cheese, second cheese. It's great AY sound. The good thing about some of these Moritz games is the sound of them is pretty good. Now it gets a lot tougher. Because those platforms there will disappear, so you only got a certain amount of time in order to collect your next cheese. And I just about managed it then. So now I need to finally get to that last cheese there. And now we can avoid him and get to the final cheese. And I tried to collect that one in the corner there. Now this is where it gets really mean. Because you've got to be spot on trying to get past that rodent there. As you're about to find out. In fact, I'm about to lose all my lives. You get plenty of lives though, that's the only good thing about it. So try and find a space where you can do an exact timing. And he does come a little bit further than you realise. You think he's going to stop right at the ledge, but he... Oh no, I'm not going to make it through. I'm not going to make it through. See, you're moving me there, so as you turn to go back as you drop. Tell you what, I'm going to try that again, see if I can get a little bit further. I think I've cracked it. That could be the famous last words. Oh, nearly. Oh, so tough to get your bounce spot on. Let's try again. Last chance. If I don't make it this time. Come on. Got it! Yes! How tough is that? That part is really hard. The rest gets a lot easier. Because there's a trick to following the rat. So remember where he stops. And then just follow him. And hopefully you'll bounce right past him. Oh no, I needed to wait for the platform. Got impatient, I did. And this time I'm going to be a little bit more patient. Oh, that was a bit tougher, surely. Yes. Oh, come on. I got caught. I know why I got caught. Ah, why didn't I do that first time? Why? Because I haven't got that sort of intelligence. Ah! Bring my platform back, please. Oh, that's just not fair. It's not my fault, is it? Ha ha! Oh! Down to my last life. No! How dare you! How dare you! It's more than one way to skin a cat. How do I get to that? Oh, I think I know. Oh, not like that. How tough is this game? It's these disappearing platforms that can be quite disorientating. Gives you time to get up to there, I suppose, once you get onto that. Yes, I know I've missed one. I've sort of give up. Missed two now. Not going to spoil it for you, I'm going to give that a rating. A very difficult game, especially the third screen in, getting past that rat. Really needs good timing. Great game though, I've got to admit, great AOI sound. That one is also going to be... give that an 8 out of 10. Why not? I loved it. It's not too bad at all. These are all reasonable ratings for a fairly more modernish game. Okay, so let's move on to the last of the Moritz games. The one I've been looking forward to the most. Because, well, you'll say, whoops. Need to turn that down, don't I? Too loud. And this game has loads of AOI tuning in it, so you're going to love it. In fact, I think it's the best one of the lot so far. Moritz and the medics. So we're going to pause the AOI sound here. Give this a go. I mean, any game that starts with an AY tune and the rhythmics can't be all that bad, can it? Okay, you've got your usual QAOP and thumbs up because it's an M. If you're using a rubber keyboard, you're a happy man. If you're using Spectrum Plus or any other keyboard, you're not, are you really? Because the space and the arrow keys can get in the way. But keys it is. And this one is vintage platforming game. You've got to collect all the bones, avoiding them sack carrying people, which I presume are robbers. And what's amazing about this game, well, you're about to find out, to be honest. Once you've collected all the bones, sweet dreams. You just don't want to get... I'm about to run out of time. I'm about to run out of time. No messing this time, I'm going to complete it straight away. Once again, any slight collision is a bad one. And many of these sprites you would have seen on the previous games. And as you can see, the name is slowly depleting. That is your time scale, so you need to make it to the exit before that runs out. And now all of a sudden you have another change of AY sound. The good thing about this game is you get loads and loads of lives. So you don't have to be any good, and you get plenty. It gets easier the more you play it, obviously. This is only the third screen, is it? It's not going down fast enough. Added with the fact that I'm supposed to learn from my mistakes, and I'm not, so... Oops. Oh, dear me. I like the little look of the keyboard. the circuit board on this game looks smart, doesn't it? Come on, Wayne, you can do better than that. England expects, and so does the retro community. If I stay here, I should be able to avoid him for a bit, shouldn't I? Yes, of course I should. Oh no, that was lucky. And we made it to the next level, and all of a sudden we have another AY tune to contend with. It's the X-Files theme, of course. Oh, how did I survive that? I have no idea, because normally I'm toast. Remember the time limit is the word morits at the bottom there, and it's going down pretty fast, sorry. Moving on though. Oh, ooh, that's horrible that. I was in that. I ain't happy about it. Which translated means I'm less than happy with my process at this game. And we go again. Next screen, change of AY sound again. I wonder how many AY sounds are in this game. Made that look really easy. Make the most of it, folks. That doesn't normally happen. Oh, I've been stamped. That's what that is, isn't it? It looks like a stamp. I hope it's a stamp. That's when you know that you've got a good sprite, when people recognise what it is. Now this time I'm not going to hang about, I'm just going to get straight up that ladder. As you can see, I've made it through, and I've got plenty of time to spare, so we'll we'll enjoy a bit more of this AY tune before I move on to the next screen. Well, if I stop rabbiting. That's enough of that one. It's half the fun trying to guess which AY tune they put in the game for each level. Oh, magnificent. Oh, syringe me up and give me something for tea. Whatever that means. Oh, now come on, what got me then? What got me? Oh, I know what got me. It's me being stupid. 33 lives left and going down fast. So, better give this game a rate then. What do I think? Oh, because it's an excellent platformer. And it's got that many. I don't think I've ever met a game with this many AY tunes in it before. Now I've got all that. I've just got to get back across there somehow. I've done it first time. Yes! And I'm down to the end, so I'm not going to make it, folks. I've done it. And now we're underwater. And swimming. And it sounds like it's a Beatles track, Yellow Submarine. It is, isn't it? Look at that. That is going to be hard. Okay, well, I think we've seen enough of these games. 4 games. Was it 4? Possibly 5? I can't remember now. It's been that long. Yeah. This is the best of the bunch. I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. And playable, great because of the amount of AY tunes. Other than that, it would be another platformer game, but there's no more than just platformer to it. One you fly, you shoot, so it's an invader. This one you swim, and of course if you don't hold up you drop down. Yeah, worth a go that. So with that said, let's move on to today's first re-review. Okay, so it's issue number 16, May, and Crash 95 pence. The first game that we're going to review is there on the screen, but you can't probably see just yet. We'll have a quick look at the loading sequence, which was quite unique. I've not seen this one before, so we'll go for the 48K mode. It will load slowly, no doubt. And while it does that, we'll talk about the game itself. User computer 81%. And there's a loading screen. Graphics 78%, playability 85%, getting started 83%, addictive qualities 81%, value for money was 80%, its overall rating then was at 82%, which is not too bad at all. So, with the power of editing, let's move straight into the game. And we got a horrible bleeper sound, hence the reason why I didn't put the AOI music at the start there. Press any key to start. Okay, well, straight away, Quicksilver doing a usual little scrolling across the top and the bottom, which is interesting. We can get to define our keys, which is good because I haven't got a clue what the original ones are. Be careful here. I have no idea what I've just pressed. But we'll go for it anyways. Oh right, okay. That was the quickest death ever, wasn't it? Playing this game for a bit now, I'm slowly learning what to do. Interestingly enough, you're able to teleport to certain sections. I've just lost a life. You can obviously fall too far. Blocky type scrolling across the all sorts of things come firing at you from all sorts of directions. At least when you least expect it is what I was trying to say. I've just died in the same place I died last time. Oh, I see. There's a little arrow on the floor that if you walk on, it's a trap. Shut up. What do I make of that game? Well, they gave it quite a high rating. It was in the early days of the computer, so I suppose we shouldn't be too mean on it. But personally, we've been spoiled with better games from that particular period of time, so I'm only going to give that one a 6.5 out of 10. You might not agree. Remember, the show is only a matter of opinion, and yeah, that's all I'm going to give that one. Let's move on to another re-review, and then we'll hit Commodore vs Spectrum. Time Zone's the name of the game, and an unusual producer, as you can see there, Atlantis. And of course, it was given 69%, use of computer graphics 60%, playability 70%, getting started 65%, addictive qualities 30%. Wow, that's a bit of a drop, so it's not that good. Value for money 50%, overall rating was 47%. Value for money was quite low considering the game was only a budget game at £1.99. And there you go, your greeting screen is okay-ish for the period of time. There's a tape that looks like it's converted into a spaceship. Oh, how sensitive is that? Well, good. We can use Kempson joystick. That'll save me trying to find out what the keys are. I've never played this before, so do bear with me. I'll give it a brief go. Skill level. Oh. Now I have to be careful here because I could do with it being 5. 4 lives and a score. Okay. And a tape. Oh look, your K9. I tell you what, it moves quite quick. And I've cleared that room so you can shoot. Ooh. Oh. I tried to turn, you have to face that way or that way to shoot, and I was trying to turn into him. Oh. But he moves so quick. There we go, I've got one. Do I need to go into this? Wow, I've done something. So I must have to collect. Oh, you can see the item you've got to collect, isn't it? So I'm getting the hang of it now. And there it is. So I've got that. We go back to this screen and we move on to another level. It shows you what you've got to collect. It's quite easy to work out, to be honest. And you can see the item I've got to collect there. And it happens to be right in the next place. Oh, how are you thinking that was okay? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll whip you through these levels. Should we have a look to see how big the maze is? And I've got to collect that item. Will that be in the next room? No, obviously not. Wow, that's an interesting story, isn't it? I'm getting good at it now, look. The maze is quite big now. Wow. Wow. Have you noticed that when you leave the room they start at roughly where you've left them? So you've got to be careful where you leave the room, because if you enter the room in another place, it's not basic, is it? No, it's not basic. It's got a bit of code in it. It's quite smooth and quite addictive, actually. I quite enjoyed that. So its overall rating was given 47%. I actually thought it was better than that. On this occasion, I don't agree with Crash, and I'm going to say that was a 6 out of 10. Simply because I got through quite a few levels quite quickly, and yeah. So let the fight continue as we move on to the last feature of the day. And you know what's coming, don't you? Will Spectrum prevail again like they did last time? Before that it was Commodore with a big 2-0. Then Spectrum struck back with 2-0. And a couple of close calls in both those. But we've got a couple of games. One of them is so hard for me to decide. But you'll see now. Commodore versus Spectrum coming up now. First game we're going to have a look at Equinox. I posted on the to see if anyone could make the decision for me, and unfortunately not. This is the Commodore version. Nice synth sound. We'll go for joystick. You can define the keys. Go quick, brief through the instructions. That tells you roughly what you got to do. And let's play the game. 3 to start. Whoops. Don't remember what to do. It's quite a good collision. Nice sound of shooting. I'm getting trapped there. I used to play this a lot, but I've kind of forgot what to do now. Ah, got to click that, haven't I? So, not that one, I haven't clicked. Got to get the gun. That's it, I think. Alright, let's get in there. No. It's not that, is it? No, it's this thing, isn't it? No. Maybe it isn't. I can't remember. One of them activates this teleportation thing, doesn't it? Hey, it's not that, so I've got to go further. And it's got to be down here. That's it. That's what I'm after. I've got it now. I can use the teleportation device, shall we say? And now we move into another room. I'll be able to collect the gun, which means I can go through another door, hopefully. And of course there's a magnet attracting me towards the top. So this is the game, which is basically the same. It's really quite a well done game on the Commodore. But let's have a look at the Spectrum version. Hopefully we'll get to see the loading screen. And there is great colourful loading screen that is on the Spectrum. It's not so bad on the Commodore either. We didn't get to see that because I've got it by the Kung Fu flash card, which loaded up straight away for me, and by Micro Gem, of course. I call it Margot Glen. Don't know why. Let's play the game. Oops. I didn't want to do that, did I? Try that again, shall we? Apart from the fact I broke into it by accident last time round. Right, we'll go for joystick. And Kempston, of course. And 3 again to start game. This is a bleeper sound, so it's not going to be as good as the synth sound. However, it's not bad at all. I quite like it, to be fair. Just let a little bit of it play. Tripping over my words today. I wonder if it's got anything to do with that lemon and lime drink I had earlier. They do rip your throat apart, doesn't it, lemon and lime? Let's get into the game. Right, so Well, I remembered what to do from the first one now, so I can probably get through this pretty easy. The one thing you notice is the slightly brighter colours on the Spectrum. There's not a two palette colour, there's a single palette colour. The explosions are good on both systems, the Commodore as well as the Spectrum. No, I don't want to do that. I want to get back in there. Messed it up. I've got to click that again, haven't I, to be able to do that all over again. It's a one-shot pony to do that. One-shot pony. Remember not to press up this time. Got the ray gun. I believe it's a ray gun, I don't know. And that will now allow me, just like before, to get into another room. I think I just got out there just in time. As you can see, your energy levels are going up and down quite rapidly. Oh, these monsters, they appear very quickly indeed. I notice that some of them you just don't seem to destroy when you fire. Okay, so let's come to a decision. Which one is best? And I've got to give an unbiased decision. I've got to go by the one that I think looks best. Which one plays best, and there really is nothing between them when it comes to playability. They're all pretty good. The colours of the Commodore are really good. Obviously, having that capability helps. Oh, I've lost my power to fly. But yeah, here comes my verdict. Commodore. I know it's a tough one. They was both really good, but Spectrum was brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big Spectrum fan, and you can hear the sound of the Spectrum in the background there. Clash. The A-voice sound on the Spectrum I preferred. The SID chair sound was good. The thing that swung it, well, let's show you. It's the sound of the laser. The more than one colour of the palettes. The screen was quite good. It does run really smoothly. You know, and it's just a very marginally, enough stress, marginally better looking game. So on this occasion, because we've had quite an unusually long show today, I'm not going to be able to fit more than one in. I'm going to give it Commodore, and you had your chance to vote on this one. I didn't post it, and nobody actually commented, so yeah, it's they're both great games. That's all there is to it. The next battle is between Highway Encounter for the Spectrum and Highway Encounter for the Commodore. Which one will take this prize? Well, this is a great game, as you know. We can have a look at a quick demonstration. Excuse me, and I'll show you more of the screens than I probably will. But on this occasion, I think we'll go straight into the game. So you press 5 to start. You let a bit of the SID sound play. Sounds a little bit like the Blues Brothers. Get a nice tone to say that you're about to start the game. There we go. And there's your starting sequence, and of course mission aborted, I don't think so. Okay, I've got reverted to the keyboard because I don't like the joystick. Oh no. Going in the wrong direction. All my robots are going to be dead in a minute. Well, that was good, wasn't it? Oh, slow down. Just keeps whipping past. No! I take it I'm going to push that out of the way. Well, let's see if we can get a one robot through. And then there were three. Oh, look. I'm doing well now. I was never any good at this game. I know it's just me. It's that triangle I've got to push, isn't it? So, yeah. I know what I'm going to do. I'm just absolutely atrocious. See, what I should do really is go ahead and just clear a few of these monsters out of the way. Let's have a look at the Spectrum version. Got to do better on the Spectrum, haven't I? There's the loading screen for the 48K Spectrum version. Interesting enough, we don't have a bleep sound. Let's have a look at the demonstration. And now let's just play the game. And of course you've got the options of joystick or keyboard. We'll go for the three on this occasion. We'll go for Kempston. And hopefully I'll do better than I did on the Commodore, which was dreadful. Oh, pause this for a moment. Well, you got more than one barrel. You got a few. So if I can just accelerate, maybe I can push a few of them out of the way. Clear the way ahead. Oh, I like the explosion. And there we go, we're marching on forwards. I've just run into the type flame thing. Avoid them. Oh, come on, I avoided them. And as always, I'm doing remarkably well. Oh, I managed to lose one of my robots in doing so well, and now I'm down to one robot. Is anybody any good at this game, or is it just me? Better make a decision, I know. Not doing these games justice at the moment. I have done better on both the games, but it's been a while since I played them last, and I've already got a fair idea which one I prefer. Both the Commodore and the Spectrum are great games in their own right, but which one is the better? Let me tell you. Absolutely preferred the Spectrum version. There's something about it that it's got a little bit more easy to control. I like the fact you start with a bit more on the screen than just a single barrel. I like the way the sprites are, and I also like the way that these effectively die. So if he's just destroyed all my robots off screen. It's a good little sequence the way it explodes, isn't it? So, but yeah, on this occasion I'm going to give this one the Spectrum, which means it's the best of 3, remember? So we've got to have a deciding game, and that wasn't in the script. I better choose a game to pick. Let's have a look at one more, Commodore versus Spectrum, to decide today's result. I'm going back with a classic. And we've got a Commodore version of this as well. That quite surprised me when I come across this, so this is going to be interesting. Horace Goes Skiing. It's a 16K game on the Spectrum, and I don't care how much K it is on the Commodore, but I presume it'll be about the same. Or will it be slightly better? So this will probably only work in 48K mode. The hardest part about this game, if you've ever played it, is getting across that first section, isn't it? But that's just iconic in itself. I've got to remember the keys are, oh, they're the arrow keys, aren't they? Sinclair keys, which means I could probably do with putting the joystick in, and I've made it. Now I've got my skis, somehow I've got to make it back across there. Before you can go skiing. I can't believe I've done that first time. And we're going to go skiing, which is a lot of faff just to get to... Oh, I've got a time penalty, haven't I? I think you need to use them hills to slow yourself down, don't you? Oh, we would go over there. Just wiggle yourself left and right, hopefully we'll do it. Oh. Ah, basically brilliant book. Game indeed. Let's have a look at the Commodore version, shall we? Yes, alright, showing off. I love the colours. What just happened? Put some sound on. I think the joystick is in the wrong port. Bear with me while I change this over. Oh, don't tell me it's keys as well. I'm still trying to get across the road. Oh, I've got my skis. Sorry, no money. That's because I kept dying. Give it another go. Whoa. Dear, oh dear. Oh, that's just ridiculously quick. Oh. I'm not going to be able to go skiing at this rate, am I? Come on, we can do this. We can do this. The bikes are just way too quick. Not going to do this. We're not going to do this. Yay! Then all I've got to do is bring it back across. Come on, I need a quiet slot in the traffic. Look how busy the road is. Oh no, great stuff, we finally made it. Well, you've got the sound effect of the skiing, I'll give you that much. And you've got to say, I'm knocking more flags down than anything. Oh. Oh, that's ridiculous. Honestly, I didn't have time to move. Okay, I can go skiing again now. You got no chance. Here comes my verdict. Yeah, the Romance of the Spectrum version, which probably came first, is slightly better. The bikes are fast moving, but a little bit more easy to get down to the ski zone at the bottom, which I'm able to do first time. It was a narrow call. But that bit sold it to me. And I can't go skiing because I've got no money. So on this occasion, shuffle. I've given it a spectrum of 1-2-1 for a change, and Go Skiing, a classic game that came out first for the Spectrum, long before it came out for the Commodore. I would say is the better version. Only marginally, it was a tough decision on two of the games today. It was really hard for me to decide. As always, don't forget this show is a matter of opinion. You may disagree. Hopefully we've showed you some games you may not have seen or time has forgotten and you'd like to go back and play again. In the meantime, if you enjoy the content of today's show, please give it a big thumbs up. I always appreciate that. Leave a comment and I will try and reply to it as many times as I possibly can. And as always, if you haven't already, subscribe and help this channel grow. But for me, Wayne Retro Robbins, it's goodbye from now, and you all have a good working week or weekend, depending on when you watch this video. And I'll see you again, hopefully, possibly not next Friday, probably the Friday after. It all depends what my work situation is going to throw at me. In the meantime, thank you all for watching. Take care. Bye for now. Love that tune in the background. Go away.